How are we doing, Robust family? Look, before this show starts, which I know you're going to enjoy, can I ask you just to do me a small favor? I need all of you to give a robust smash to that like and subscribe button. Why? Because it helps us a lot. We want to get this material out there, and it makes sure that you do not miss a breakfast show beat on this Liberty Radio YouTube channel. All right, guys, do it right now, and I'll see you in the show.
Adding color to your morning. You're listening to The Breakfast Show with Robert Ashitey.
Have a good day, and all my homies gonna ride today, and all these mommies look fly today, and all we wanna do is get by today.
Good morning, guys. This is your breakfast show. It's that time to shine. And guys, I'm excited. I'm your host, Robert Ashitey, robust presenter. With me, we have our man of sound, the one and only Colossus. And joining us today, we have the one and only, it's Juilliard, lady, the hostess with the mostess.
Good morning.
How you doing, Jules?
I'm doing very, very well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm a bit sad though because we had some of our table of justice kind of like fizzle out in the mornings. Yeah, it was kind of tough.
I came in here and I said, a tornado has run through here because where's everyone?
Yeah, like Thursdays.
Where is
It's
that
so it's like so it seems like everyone like Hercules. Yes, Julia. So like Hercules even said like the black van of justice. We used to have this saying on the breakfast show that when we'd have a guest that something would happen, they wouldn't make it.
Hercules would come and
no, we would say the black van of justice got them. So there's a black van that was on the high street. The person was making their way. They were like, I'm going to be the breakfast show today. Then all of a sudden the car comes, pull the guy to the back, and we don't see them. They don't see them. So hopefully, but obviously I know the soldiers are going to come through. We always have a bit of challenges, but the show must continue and it must go on. And today we're looking at the subject of when love fights the wrong enemy.
Oof, I'm excited.
Yes, this applies for those who are in a relationship and those who are single, okay? It's going down. So getting into a relationship is good, but keeping it strong means knowing who you're really fighting. It's going to be goosebumps today, man. So get your spirits ready. Wait, was that somebody at the door?
I don't think so.
Is somebody at the door?
I think you're here.
There's somebody at the door. Oh, look. We're overcoming the black van of justice. Look at that. We're overcoming the black van.
She escaped.
Yeah, absolutely. Take a seat, Nicole. This is Nicole from Wood Green. Let you get comfortable. Let's get this show on the road. We're going to start off with our AI animation for this morning. I'm really excited. Get ready. Guys, this is going to be our best one yet. I feel this one is our best one yet, and the elements of the love talk that's going to cover today is going to be strong food indeed. Literally so much so that when preparing for this program today, I was compelled to go to my rooftop and spend some time alone.
Rooftop? Do you have like like where you can actually like sit, or is it just like you're on the tiles of the roof?
It's in the loft.
In the loft?
Yes,
but
on the rooftop.
Are you outside?
No. I would skid down and fall to my death.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, because they have that triangle thing.
You must have like really good grip on like your clothes, like you're sitting on the tiles.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh, okay.
I can't do that.
I just have to clarify for the viewers because you're Robert Ashitey, so you're really capable of anything. So I just had to clarify,
Don't know if I could take that as a positive.
No.
Of course, my concern.
It's a very big positive.
Yeah. By the way, Nicole, how are you today?
I'm great.
Yeah, you're looking so fresh and ready for the day, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, why are you looking nervous? You've been on the breakfast show before.
Don't be nervous.
It's been a while, isn't it?
It's true. When you're not on here, why you come like, okay, what am I doing?
But you know how we vibe on the breakfast show, right?
Yes.
And I know you're listening as well when you're at work and you follow Liberty Radio and stuff like that. So it's good to have you with us on the show.
It's great to have you guys.
But would you like to say anything to the Wood Green crew?
Call them out because unless they're watching and not talking.
If you're not listening.
So, there's true. Do you know what? Thank you, because it's true. Go on.
If you're not listening, Wood Green, listen. I'm sure we do have some listeners.
I hope so.
Put yourself in the chat, guys, because I know you're there.
Yeah, because they have that green circle emoji that they use.
Yes, when Wood Green is in the chat, then because you just see green. Yeah.
So this is good. All right. So look, those of you who are on DAB right now, listen in. Because this story is going to be for you too. And those of you who are abroad, let's get this show on the road. You know what time it is.
Yeah.
Get ready for our AI story for today. Take it away, Colossus.
You're driving. Not a problem. It's time for some robust storytelling to get your thoughts right.
Love it.
Let's go. They met like everyone else these days. through friends and messages that turned into late-night calls. It felt effortless at first, until it wasn't. The small things started it. He stopped replying right away. She started assuming the worst. They both thought the other had changed. But if you listened carefully, it wasn't really them speaking anymore. It was the whisper of pride, the echo of old wounds, the little voice that says, "You don't need this."
Hey.
Singles feel it too. The moment you start caring for someone, but fear whispers, "Don't open up." You'll only get hurt again. And before you know it, the enemy wins without ever showing his face.
Wow.
In Ephesians 6:12, the Bible says, "We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers." Translation, the battle isn't between you and them. It's between faith and fear. Between God's truth and the devil's lies. He doesn't need to destroy love. He just needs to divide hearts, make you hold grudges, or keep you scrolling for validation instead of praying for wisdom. That's how relationships lose power, and singles lose hope. So maybe it's time to stop fighting people and start fighting for peace. Time to pray together instead of posting quotes about protecting your energy. Time to forgive instead of keeping score. Time to close the door the enemy keeps sneaking through. Pride, silence, comparison, and open your heart to the one who still heals. Because when love fights the right enemy, it wins every time. Have a robust day.
Wow.
Man, that's deep, right?
I really like that.
That's deep, right? That one about the singles, right? You want, supposing it's singles hour, you want to make an attempt, and there's all these different voices in the head. Go on, Nicole, open your heart. I saw that in here. Go ahead.
Just bring the mic a little bit closer to yeah. A little bit higher.
Oh, higher, okay.
Yes, perfect.
I'm trying to think.
It's interesting.
Very interesting.
There's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, because even like those of you who are tuning in and you're married, you can relate. Dude, man, I'm like, I get this story. I get this story, and it really brings things into perspective where literally I'm like, it's you. You carry someone to the altar, and there are some things that you don't agree with, or that you don't like, or that hasn't changed in the time that you wanted it to, and sometimes there's all these thoughts that go on in your head, and then when you speak, you realize, oh, they were not actually thinking that way. It was just me potentially having bad eyes. You know what I mean? But the thing is, you chose this person, you took them to the altar. So imagine, and I can imagine also in the same thing where when you're single and you want to approach someone, and sometimes this is why we have to act a bit radical, or I think we act a bit radical in terms of our faith and relationship, because sometimes between our emotions and our feelings, you get this other thought that's trying to make you think, they don't like you, they're not interested, 100%. I'm not this person yet, I'm not that yet, or I'm not there yet. All these things, you know what? You don't even realize it. There's some situation you had in a relationship in the past, and all of a sudden you have the fears of what that person did to you manifesting in that person that you're with today, who's a completely different soul.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think it's just like, especially the part that we're saying, like, they get to the part of not speaking to each other and lack of communication. That could be something that even happens within the singles as well. Like, I feel like we've grown up in a society where it's like you learn to just assume than to actually communicate things.
Be mind readers.
Or like you kind of want a facial expression to kind of show, okay, this is the person's interested in me, but that's got nothing to do with what the person's actually probably thinking about, or how you're perceiving them in that moment. They could be thinking about something else, but then it's like, because they didn't give me that kind of signal or facial expression, it's kind of like the person's not interested in me, or the person doesn't want to. So
you draw back.
But that's got nothing to do with anything. You have to go and speak. You have to go and understand that person, or at least give them a chance to at least either reject or accept your invitation. But it's like you have to communicate what you want. And we don't learn that nowadays. It's all about
I'm psychic.
Disney and
Disney.
eye contact.
And the guy will burst into song. You're the one for me. Oh, look at your beautiful eyes. Come on, let's sip this tea and we will go for
a ride.
And it's funny because it's like in everything we communicate it. Like if you're working, you communicate what you want. You communicate your salary. You communicate everything. But somehow in love life, we kind of take that away. It's like you have to kind of assume. You have to kind of know if you like me. Then you have to assume it. You have to like. It's really weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very.
God,
I think just what you said, the last part about, for example, the circumstances of work versus love life. I think people are so scared of investing in their love life because love life is your mirror. Like when you move in with that person, your flaws are on exposure. There's no like, because this is your husband, this is your wife. Like there's no, let me like, do you know what I mean? And I think people are so scared because like now I have no cover, I have no safety blanket. Like if my husband is doing something that is wrong, I'll be the first one to draw him out because I have to. Because if I don't do it and I don't do it out of love and care, someone else is going to do it and it's going to harm him. And I think we're so afraid of that. And I think it stems from so many things. I think it can stem from where your own value... this mic. Where your own value...
Keep it moving on. Are you okay?
Sorry guys. Where your own value comes from. Like I know for me personally, I hated confrontation because it's like, oh, you're literally seeing me naked right now. Like, oh my gosh, you're seeing all my flaws. You're seeing that I'm not who I think I am. You're seeing that I'm actually not this person. I'm actually really scared and fearful and anxious of everything. And I think everything begins with who you are internally. And I know we keep banging on the same thing every week. It gets boring. But honestly, when you get married or when you start investing, that person becomes your disciple, and you can make or break that person if you're not ready for yourself.
That's a very powerful way to look at it.
And it's really funny because like we often say, you want the person to love you for who you are, but it's like you're not willing to show them who you are.
Give me a high five right now.
So what's the point of having a relationship? Sorry, having a relationship, and you're not ready to be able to accept that person's going to actually know you for who you are. But it's like you want to present the side of the, like you learn, like the dating stage. Everyone, it's not the real person. Not saying it's not the real person, but it's just like a polished version of the person, right? But you can just, it's like you're going into a relationship where someone's willing to love you for who you really are, like but it's like you don't want to accept that. It's like,
it almost feels like, why do they love me for who I am? Like why do they want to know the real me? Like you should want the best version of me, not the flaws.
That's interesting. So there's a lot happening here when dealing with human beings. A lot,
much,
right?
So much.
And check this out. For example, what you guys were sharing with us is it's you drawing away from the person because of these ideas that you might have or whatever thoughts, you draw away from the person. You're assuming, so you kind of back away. But what about the opposite is true? The person who comes across needy. The person, because they have these various thoughts in their mind, they have a need to and they come on too strong to show the person that they're actually interested. Do you know what I mean? So for example, maybe because obviously we're talking from a place where, okay, we've met Jesus, so I'm fulfilled, right? But maybe there could be a thing where the person just probably hasn't properly found themselves yet, you know what I mean? And the guy, could come across too overbearing, maybe because he's an emotional type. The lady could come across too overbearing. So it's either I'm too cold or I'm maybe too hot, like to check on the person, to call the person, to see how the person is. It can work in different ways. But I think the point that we're trying to get to is that the invisible enemy is the question mark, and we're trying to fill it with whatever we think. You know what I mean? We're not trying to communicate to draw out where the person is, you know what I mean? And we're assuming. So communication is cool, and for sure, I believe evil takes advantage of our weaknesses. 100%. Evil takes good advantage of that.
100%. And I think from the Bible verse that says, let your yes be yes and your no be no, when you're in that question mark, the devil's like, yes, this is my time.
Yeah.
Because it makes you overthink, and then you get emotional, you may be angry. That's how adultery starts, because did my wife got me mad? And then maybe you're at work, or this one looks nice. Like, do you know what I mean? The devil goes full throttle as soon as there's a sort of
and
any
ambiguity, any doubt.
And even if it's the ugly, I'm so vexed at you right now, I literally want to leave the house. It's better to say that and to have it between you two rather than have it between you and the devil.
Drop it like it's hot. It's interesting. I like the way you guys talk, because I can see that you've been prepared for marriage.
Yes, I look
you can see that you've been prepared. You haven't been left alone to like TV sitcoms and Disney.
No,
but you've actually been like, the way you're talking. Do you get what I mean? Even so, you're still a human being, right? It's not gonna
Yeah,
be
of course.
easy, right? But you can see, like what you said about the person's gonna see who I really am. Most people want to just focus on the wedding day and be like, oh yes, oh near, far, wherever you are.
Do you know what, from the
I
weddings
believe
I've
that my heart
witnessed,
will go on.
it's actually stressful.
Yeah. So look, so what we're gonna do now? I want to give us a morning coffee question for today. All right. we've got some comments in the live chat.
Yes, Lara from Plasto said this is the best AI story I've seen, and I believe her because I've never seen her talk in the chat before. So that one manifest. We've got Matthews from Botswana saying good morning BSF and everyone around the table of justice.
Good morning, Matthews.
Good morning. And then we've got Mercy bigging up Nicole because she said that was a bar. You want someone to love you for who you really are, but you won't show them who you really are.
Ooh.
That's let me write it about it.
That's gonna go in the book of justice.
Yes.
That's a good one. All right. Okay. I've got a nice little AI graphic from Lorraine. Wow, everyone's getting into AI now. That's good. I'm glad to see that, guys. We have to use
I love
technology.
AI. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Even yesterday, Deborah, you know, she did using AI to give some little things there.
Yeah.
But before she was anti.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she was.
She was, isn't it? All right, here we go. So I'm gonna play a video, but I want to give you the morning coffee question first. All right, it's all evolving around the subject of when love fights the wrong enemy. All right, and this is a really important. This is a very important subject, simply because I don't know if you've seen the statistics, and obviously there's lots of details that could fill these statistics, but according to Mediate UK, about 41% of marriages in the UK eventually end in divorce. 41% England and Wales data showing the scale of relationship breakdown. Singles in the UK, 77% say they are willing to compromise on key traits, interests, jobs, politics to find love. So people are willing. Does that make sense? A lot of people are willing, but it's not been sustained. Another one here, another statistic. Relationship breakdown often goes deeper than obvious issues. In a survey of separated Brits, 11.4% cited lack of communication, which came up as the main reason. So there's no communication, and everyone has this invisible enemy in their head. I know this song very well. Yeah, I'm here. I love Jesus, but there's this invisible enemy that could be in your head if there's no communication. And another thing is time, because I'm someone that, for example, if I say once, if I say twice or whatever, afterwards I'm like, I'm not doing this. But if Jesus was like that with time with us, we would all perish and be burned in hell. So life
Go
in
on,
this earth is
humble
not
us
easy.
on 8:34 a.m. in the morning on Thursday. Go on then. Why won't ya?
All right. Someone's crying at you.
Yeah,
Now.
Lara, because I called her out. Because I know there's people watching. I don't want to speak. I see you. I know who you are. I can check who you are. So manifest now. I'm joking. I'm
Oh
joking.
gosh, she has
But
that
guys,
black widow look,
type in
like
the
from
chat,
Marvel.
yeah? Let's not get hit.
All right, so guys, let's get ready for our morning coffee question. I think we've got some answers here in the Breakfast Show WhatsApp line. If you've got some comments that you'd like to share in the WhatsApp line, just send us a WhatsApp message or a voice note to +44 75 79 79 6845. That's +44 75 79 79 6845. That's Breakfast Show WhatsApp line using the WhatsApp platform.
I have something better.
Oh my gosh, you actually made it into a thing.
To the Breakfast Show. Let's listen.
The WhatsApp number. Oh my god. It's the WhatsApp. I said +44 75 79 79. Add a 6845. What's that get you? The WhatsApp line. WhatsApp platform. What's
Take
up,
that.
man?
You said +44 75 79 79 68 45. +44 75 79 79 6845.
What's he called? What?
All right,
Nah,
that works.
proxy,
That works. That works. That works. You like that, Nicole?
That's code.
That's
That's
different.
code.
All right.
I need to get that on my phone.
I think so.
ASAP.
I've used it as
love
I use it as a ringtone, man. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
I used
Seriously.
to put that as my when you go to voicemail, beep beep, and you hear that playing.
All right, we got a comment here from Tran. She sent us a voice note. Let's hear what Tran is saying before we go into our morning coffee question.
Everyone in the studio, my name is Tran.
Hey.
When love fights the wrong enemy, well, I'm not in a relationship with a partner, So I guess sometimes you may be fighting against yourself, maybe your past ghost,
That's true.
maybe you're fighting your own battles with what's happened before in past relationships, and it's something that you have to deal with and move forward with and resurrect and, rectify, not resurrect. And, when you pass those hurdles, then you can actually move forward to find a good relationship. You don't even have to find a relationship, because if there's someone out there for you or for me, it will come whenever they come. So you could be your own enemy, I reckon.
Yeah.
'Cause it's you that's stopping
I would say
you
even the
from
biggest,
doing
even more than
what
the
you need to
devil.
do to find whatever you want to find. So that's my thing to contribution today for the show. And
Go
if
ahead.
you want, Colossus, drop me a voice note, and I'll be happy to do a thing that Robert just said online.
Which
Yeah.
one? Which one was that?
Cool. And you should definitely do voiceovers.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Because we need to do
You've got a
like,
good voice.
yeah, because I was saying that his voice is so charming and deep and smooth that, could make like a collection of his words. And like the single ladies, when they need a bit of confidence, they could just play it, someone is out there waiting for you. And and the ladies be like, oh, okay, yeah.
Nah, I thought this program was gonna completely. I thought she was shooting her shot.
Shooting her shot. And Colossus was like, oh.
Imagine, I rate the confidence. I actually rate it.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that.
So it was
but-
just about what we spoke about earlier. Yeah, if you just joined us, it was because of what we spoke about earlier, guys. We posed a morning coffee question. When something starts to go wrong, maybe in your relationship or even while dating, do you find yourself fighting the person or fighting for the relationship, and why? Please be honest with us. Yeah, share your thoughts. Yeah, I'm sure it'll give a lot of insights to the listeners. You know what I mean? And even if I was to say this, I would say, have I attacked the person? I think I could come across as being against the person.
Yeah.
However, all of my decisions, I do base it on faith, on the word of God. And I know I might even seem like a churchy dude. Like, if you marry a man of God, girls, just be ready, yeah? So, because I would be like, you don't do this. You don't do this because X, Y, Z. Why? For the goodness of the marriage. Because I think a man of God, he doesn't just look at the moment here and now. Or maybe men, maybe. But we don't look at just the moment now. We look at what it can bring in the future. So it might not seem like a big deal, the thing that we're pointing out now, but we're looking at, like, this could probably potentially make you fall in the future. This could harm our relationship. This will make us not to trust each other in the future. This is going to be, if you're not ready to do this now, if our family gets bigger, you're going to struggle later. Everything is about not just this particular moment. And so I think because of that, it could be played down now, because I believe men who are of God, they're looking 10 steps ahead.
Yeah.
Those are my thoughts. So even though my intention might be that it's for the relationship, I think it might come across, depending on how I communicate. I think I communicate as softly as I can. I think I could feel myself getting revolted. Yeah. I mean, come on, when for example, I'm making a serious point. Sometimes I sprinkle a bit of a joke in there, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but I think when you get frustrated, it's like I don't wanna. If I step on the wrong eggshell, I need to run and hide. Not because you're gonna do it, but it's like you get very like.
Yeah, the time has expired.
Yes.
The grace time has
Yes.
expired. So I think I can come across as, I personally could. I wish, that's why I want Ignatius here today, so he can kind of back me up and see if I'm, because this is good. This is counseling for me as well when I have the single men in here. So it might come across as the person, but my intention is for the relationship. That's what I would say. As that's it. But guys, what do you say? We want to hear from you. We've got some comments here in our WhatsApp line, and it's kicking off. Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. By the way, Tran just sent another voice note. I think it might be for you, Colossus. He's all right. Just playing,
Come on, Robert. Get on with it. Get with it. Get with it.
I have no idea.
Yeah, she was talking about. I think she was affirming that what she said before.
Oh, about the app. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad I caught that because, Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Good morning, breakfast family.
Lady
How are
Jazz,
you
Jazz,
doing? I hope you're all having a blessed day. So the answer to the morning coffee question, I don't know if this makes sense, but normally when something goes wrong, for example, in the dating period, I would normally try to fight with the person.
Okay.
So I would
Fight with
find
the
a way to resolve the issue and communicate with the person.
but not for that
Because
common reason.
if I fight the person, then it may not go well.
Damn, I'm white.
But if I fight for the relationship, it's like I'm fighting for myself and the person. And then what is
Yeah.
that person doing? So I would try to fight with the person so that we can both fight for the relationship. The only way it will go wrong is if that person's not in the same agreement with me. So in that case, I would probably have to let it go or
Oops, sorry, guys. Hang on a second. Again.
have to let it go or find another solution or mainly let it go really. But yeah, I think fighting with the person for the relationship, that's what I normally do. All right then, take care, have a good day, bye.
Okay, so we have something's gone wrong, but we're fighting to save the relationship. So you're trying to bring the person on your side to see your viewpoint for the sake of the relationship as a single lady.
I wanted to speak at the end, but fine, I'll go first.
Open your
so
heart, Jules.
I think for me, when I'm looking for a husband, which will be soon, it will not be in the next 5-10 years, it will be, in maybe a year, 2. I think for me, like you were saying, I'm not just looking at, he gives me butterflies. I'm looking at, okay, what character do you have? How are you going to raise our children? What morals will you install in them? When I am at my wit's end, and I mean I'm panicking, my head is gone, I'm making rash decisions, how are you going to handle that? Are you going to be like, what are you doing? Or are you going to be like, let's trust in God?
Okay, he's gonna be balanced. He's not gonna break down and get emotional.
And because that's what I'm looking for, if I now marry this person and I see that what was the question again? When something starts to go wrong, I think I would fight with them, not because I want to fight them, but because I value you so much that now you're bringing yourself down to a level that's not you. So now I'd be like, why? Like, let's say, for example, he's someone that, and of course, we're all human beings. We all have our ups and downs. That's not that type I'm talking about. But let's say he starts to let himself go in his mind. Maybe he's very confident. He starts to, like, he may have like a doubt moment, but then he keeps feeding into it and he keeps saying, maybe I am like this. Maybe I will fight with him. Not because I think you are, but because what are you doing? Like, you have so much value. Like, what are you doing?
Okay.
That's, I think, so out of frustration of I don't want to see you like this, I would maybe end up fighting with them, but not because I'm punching him up or like, what's wrong with you, but because like, come on, like, you're not like this.
And
like,
depending on where the guy's mind is and how well he knows you, he will see that coming from you as like, sorry.
Yeah, and that's
step
the
out
thing.
of it.
I feel like,
if his mind ain't right, you're like, what's wrong with you, woman? Like, are you trying to finish me?
I can't have that. Of course, I've been working on myself because usually I come very like, especially recently I've learned to, especially dealing with now different sorts of people who have a really fragile mind, people who like literally a small word can make them crack, like I used to be. I'm learning to also be very clear with my communication, how I communicate, because I can say, for example, like something happened this morning with one of my girls, and I could have been like, what are you doing? Like, you didn't even communicate you were doing this with me. But then I was just like, okay, let me know. And I had to literally say, don't be afraid to answer. If you've done it, it's okay. Because I know her mind is going to accuse her like, I'm so dumb. So already, how do I say?
The approach.
No, there's diffusing it.
Okay,
before that
beautiful, good.
Becomes a bomb. I'm ready and it may feel like, I'm talking to someone that's literally slow. No, but because her mind is so fragile, I have to already erase that thought before it even arises. So then, because then to me, I may move on my day, but for her, she's going to dwell in the whole day.
So you're mindful of how the person thinks.
And it takes a lot of effort, intention and patience, because sometimes you can be like, why are you not getting it? Like,
so if you have a guy who's like that, then it's gonna be a house on fire.
I think he will need to be, because I'm already very hands-on, he'll have to be a little bit more so I can kind of sit back and be in my soft girl era.
He needs to be more hands-on.
Yeah, so then I don't have to feel like because I'm naturally more like
high
confident
energy
and bold and whatever, but he needs to kind of be, okay, sit back. You're not the one wearing the pants in this relationship. I am.
Okay.
You know, but still not trying to now make me a princess because that's not what I am.
Okay. All right. Look, we've got another one here. I'm going to come to you, Nicole, in just a second. We've got here Emikle. All right. Emikle is in South Africa, and we always love to hear from Emikle. Let's go. Take it away.
Okay, to answer the MCQ, the morning coffee question, because I've understood how spiritual everything is, you know, I've fought more the person more than the situation and my actual enemy. Meaning, if I have high expectations for this person, right, I would not necessarily fight them, but I would hold them accountable.
Yeah.
While inside, I have this disappointment that they didn't know any better.
Oh, gosh. That's
and then
amazing.
with someone that I don't have that much expectation for because they are not in the faith yet, I would sometimes switch between being merciful and being like really, what's the word? Sometimes I'll be merciful towards them, but other times I'll just get annoyed because you'd wish that they understood the things of faith. And then the next day I would look at myself, like if I made a mistake or if my flaws were showing, I would look at myself more than the fact that I'm still like a soul and I have mistakes and you know, I also deserve the mercy or the grace that God gives me. I need to give it towards myself. Like practicing these things, like being spiritually minded when it comes to the people around me, especially me, you know, it generates expectations that, I don't know, like I can't explain it, but because of expectations that I have, that I have to deal with, that makes me look at the situation or at the people more than the situation, and not more on the fact that this battle is spiritual. So yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Emilia. That was very deep. She was going soul searching there, isn't it?
But I like because she knows what she wants.
That's right.
Like,
That's right.
I don't really know how to react. I guess I just help you know. You need to have because when things hit the fan, you can't just be like, okay, babe, let's just wait. You have to take action because then I'm sorry, I'll let you speak. I'm so sorry, but like you said, when time passes, you don't communicate. Things get so bad.
And that's the thing about with Till Death Do Us Part. Right, because then you're going to realize all the other sides of this individual. Because last time you probably knew them in the place of worship, right? And they were there in the faith. You admire that. You know, you're in this environment where they're, reading the Bible and
it's infatuation. You don't know the person.
You don't know the person, but you know, like they're doing a mental purpose to bless people with a mental. And I remember Pastor Richard said, "Robert, why are you looking at Nicola? What are you looking for?" Like, and in my head, I'm like, "Sorry, Pastor." And in my head, I was admiring her, seeing how she's praying.
We've all been there. Let's not even get too holy. We've all been there.
But then, Till Death Do Us Part. We all have bad days. Like Michele was sharing with us. The person is not that standard that you see in that 1.5 hour service. They're having you sing on, the normal side when they're chilled. Obviously, you expect them to be like, they're not going to like sit in the house and start swearing and stuff like that. No. But what I'm saying is maybe they probably won't be motivated in that moment or something else. Something like then what happens? You do something to get on each other's nerves. Okay, God said we shouldn't let the sun go down on our anger. Amen. Month 1. Right. Month Till Death Do Us Part. But the beautiful thing is this is part of the growing process. Like, and Michele, and I think some of you said, this is where Jesus' character really comes into play, right? Because he's always merciful to us, like Michele said. All right, so what we got there? Oh, we got some comments here. Manifest! Now you know. That's a Marin. Julia, it's the ad libs for me. The song.
Yeah.
Family love. Well, good morning. Ready to learn today.
Do you know? I think they're deep and everyone said that's why I'm not typing because I know when I watch programs, when I'm deep, I don't type on the chat.
Yeah. So Nicole, just very quickly, just that MCQ. Your thoughts before we go to a timer and show the first slot.
I would say reading it, I feel like you kind of
into the mic, please.
You kind of need to go to being the first situation where it's like you're kind of, I wouldn't say fighting, but the confrontation part is necessary for you to get to the other point.
Yeah.
In that relationship, I feel like if you don't confront each other, then you're not going to know that there's a problem.
Yeah.
So then it's like, then you're not going to be able to then tackle it in a relationship the right way. So I feel like it's not the fighting aspect of going and like shouting each other and like there's
no control
on how you're going against
no
each
respect
other,
no control
respect. But it is necessary that there's confrontation, because then you guys know that there's a problem on both sides, and we need to see how to work on it and how we can get it, because if there's no confrontation, you're going to think that everything is okay when it's not. And confrontation isn't a bad thing, it's not fighting. I think that's where people sometimes they don't know how to differentiate. They think being confronted is you're fighting against me, but no, I'm just challenging what you've been for a very long time that maybe isn't so good, or maybe it's something that
she's on fire.
You've been doing with your whole life, but perhaps it isn't. That's what marriage is about.
No one's brought it to you. You've been in an environment of faith when, so no one actually spotted that.
Exactly.
Everyone's saying, amen, look at you when you get married now. What are you doing?
Exactly. Like, for example, if you're someone that's been independent your whole life and it's like you've done things in your pattern, in your way, you're married now, I'm sure there's things that you're going to have to adjust, and now you have to kind of communicate to somebody else. If you're not doing that, then you're going to be confronted, because it's like, okay, I'm expecting you to let me know what's going on. It's like, and you don't want, and rightly so, you don't want to do it, because like it's not something that you're used to. But that confrontation is necessary. Then it's like, okay, then this is the problem. And then it's more like, okay, then I know we can know what we need to fight with so we can get better. But I guess it's how you conclude it, what you're going to do about what you guys are confronting each other about. That makes sense.
I love it. That's great. We're going to go more into it today. And that's great because, those who are single, winter time is coming, right? Winter time is coming. Yay. I need somebody. My bed is cold.
I love winter.
My boiler finished. It is not working. All right. But guess what? It's better to be cold and alone for a time period than to hastily pick someone who, when you try to exercise these things, they don't get it. When you're trying to explain yourself and you're being, you're moderating yourself to communicate well, they don't get it. Right? So those of you who are single right now, you are in the best. You don't know, it's been so many years. I don't even know how to even give one kiss anymore. I don't know. I just crinkle, dry up, everything, my lips dry. No, you're in the best place. And so long as we're getting the right information, we have the love therapy every Thursday at 8 p.m. here in the Rainbow Theatre, so we can learn to love intelligently. You're going to make some good choices. And one thing I've observed is that as the person's coming to meetings like this and they're preparing themselves, God is preparing the other person.
You never know.
Do you get what I'm saying? You never know. As the person says, now, God, before God, I'm going to make myself ready. I'm going to be the best husband. I'm going to be the best wife. The same way God does a miracle in a person's financial life, health, when they have intention. The lady with the issue of blood, when I touch his garment, I'm going to be healed. And God reacts with the blessing, right? It's the same thing. God works like that, not just in those areas of life, but also our love life. So the person's like, I'm going to work on I'm going to change, I'm going to cry out, I'm going to fight for this relationship. They're doing their part in secret. God promises to bless them openly.
Guys, RSVP to my wedding already, yeah? We'll sit back and we'll discuss how I'm going to apply all this in my marriage, yeah? I don't know with who yet, but...
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the show. Just thought I'd interrupt. If you haven't done already, smash the robust like and subscribe button. Why not? Why not? You like us, I like you. Why not? And I actually have a video clip that I want to show you guys because we've touched on quite a few things. Actually, look at this. This was the poster for today. Look at us using AI on The Breakfast Show.
Scary.
Yeah. When love fights the wrong enemy. The Breakfast Show. 8 to 10 from libertyradio.co.uk. Look at that.
Really nice. Proper professional,
Yeah, we're getting there, we're getting better. I'm even seeing some stuff that Lorraine has done in Birmingham. She seems to be getting into that. Yeah. She's put it on the Breakfast Show broadcast. Check it out, guys. All right. If you are not on the Breakfast Show broadcast already, then make sure you join us. You can send us a text message via WhatsApp to +44 75. Actually, you've just played a jingle. Go ahead, mate. Let's use a jingle. Yeah. Go ahead. So what? I want to get through to the Turn it up. Okay. Or is it my headphones?
WhatsApp number.
So what?
I said +44 plus 44, 75,
Hey.
79, 79. Add a 6845.
Plus-
What's that get you? The WhatsApp line. WhatsApp platform. What's
So you
up, man?
said plus 44, 75, 79, 79, 68, 45. Plus 44, 75, 79, 79,
6845.
Oh, yeah. Here's another one. It's your breakfast show. I don't know where you're driving to. You with us though.
Yeah.
I move my flow. Oh yeah, Jules. Here we go. Oh,
Hey,
plus.
here we go.
Oh.
I'm with Robert. I'm with Carlos.
Oh.
Is in the studio cooking up a good show.
All right. That's
Okay, cut it. That's what.
all right. That was interesting. So anyway, plus 44, 75, 79. Plus 44, 75, 79, 79, 6845. Yep. Just send us a voice note. Say, look, please add me to the breakfast show broadcast so I don't miss a breakfast show beat. We'll be happy to do so. And any communication you have with us, feel free. All right. So let's play now. I have another video here. All right. Just to go into it. Actually, you know what? Have you got that one on the of the lady that's like putting Bibles out to find the person of God? Have you got that one? Go back a bit. Let me see that one. Yeah. So look, some people like, you know, we're in faith, but we want to be like this. This lady is literally play the video. See if I know there's no audio, but check this out. There's not much audio. Have a look. I'll comment. So it says here, POV, trying to find a man of God. So she's got Bibles, trailing it into the door of her house.
But you know what's so funny about this is that I feel like nowadays, especially with young people, Gen Z, there's like a Gen Z version of a man of God.
Okay.
And I see it every day. I'm just like, who is this fool? I don't understand. It's like they'll have a man of God profile or a man of God like Instagram or like everything is just, it's not even like, because I don't know how to explain it. Like, you know, people like, okay, I'm a Christian, that's my life, that's my lifestyle. But then others, that's like, I'm a Christian on my forehead.
That's their label.
Yeah, as like your whole personality is you're a Christian. Like, and it's very like, it's not even, because it doesn't come from them being zealous. I don't know, it's like keeping up an
It's
image.
like putting on a jacket and trousers.
Yeah. And
That's
it's like keeping
interesting.
it clean. Yeah.
Well,
So
yes.
I
Okay,
get her.
so I can see the lady. She's okay. So she's putting Bibles leading into the door of her house, cuckooing for a man. But we don't have to go that far. So we have here the first slide of the Love Talk seminar. All right, let's get ready to listen into this. Let's chime in. I'll just tell you firstly, this particular one, Bishop really goes raw. All right, because many times people are in a relationship or they're dating and they're wondering, you know, where is the problem? Where is the problem? Where's the root of the problem that I'm facing coming from? That's what people are asking themselves, because everybody, you can see, wants to be happy. You know, I saw an article with J-Lo, and I forgot the gentleman that she married, I think in the 90s, and he was saying, look man, I was a good man, I gave you all this, I didn't cheat, I was fair, but she wanted fame. And because of the fame, she said, look, even though you want to leave me, because like obviously you're really not happy here, please, for the press, let's keep it going. Wow. And he was like, just to make it, but basically, we had an enemy there happening, and like he could see what was going on, she couldn't see what was going on, but there was probably things that he was doing as well, but they couldn't see. You know what I mean? And so obviously, quite a few marriages later, J-Lo is still trying to find happiness, even though when it comes to looks, she ticks all the boxes. When it comes to money, she ticks all the boxes. Apparently, she looks like the package that the majority of men would want. However, she cannot find happiness. And the men that have been with her, they're like, no, I can't do this.
But then it makes me think like, okay, because then other men will see that, then go after the same type of woman and be like, oh no, my marriage, no, this woman, but then it's like, you don't learn from someone else's mistake, because clearly there's someone that had, and now I think I learned this is so funny. Yesterday in service, we have the Wednesday service here in the Universal Church, and my pastor was, you know, sharing that there's singles hour going, I think next week, it's not today, I think next week. Next week. And then he was saying how, I don't know, was it him? Someone said how you're never going to find exactly what you're looking for. You're never going to find it, because people are not robots. It doesn't exist. And it's like in the world, you see people going after, you know, this person that has everything they want. It doesn't work, but yet you think, no, but for me it's going to work.
It's true. But also think about this, yeah? No one sees themselves as the problem. human. Okay, don't get me wrong. Now people are like, oh yeah, I'm a bit toxic.
But that's even more
That's
like
even worse, yeah.
that's like cooling their conscience. Like, yeah, I'm a little bit, because then they think, oh, at least I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But it's not.
So human beings are strange creatures, right?
Yeah.
Good morning to you, Tola. Great to have you with us today in the morning. All right, so let's go to the first part. Get ready to become 21 grams lighter. The first segment of the Love Talk seminar. Let's go.
Do it.
We see many people sometimes come to the love therapy, people who are not church people, and they come here, and what they do is that they bring a notebook, nothing wrong with that, and they say, let me just go there and take as many notes as I can because James and Elena are relationship coaches. If you remove faith from the process of trying to find or the process of finding happiness in your love life, you are going to fail. Forgive me, I'm not being negative, I'm telling you the reality. Because we find happiness, we see restoration of marriage, transformation in love life through the teachings that you find here, but these teachings, they come from faith. Remove faith, we are just another place where people go to receive relationship coaches. That's not what this meeting's about. You receive here, you receive help, you receive direction, but it's through the power of faith that things change. Amen? It's through the power of faith that marriages are restored, that husbands and wives start to understand each other, that people overcome the traumas of the past. It's faith. Oh, Bishop, what's the secret? Tell me, what's the secret to overcome abuse, to overcome trauma? I can tell you. But if you remove faith, that will just be another word. We prayed earlier for those who have a problem with pornography. And a lot of people hide that under the carpet, and they go into a relationship thinking, if I'm in a relationship, once I get married, I won't struggle with pornography anymore. What we find a lot are people who are married and have problems with pornography because they never dealt with them. These problems, the problems in love life, they are overcome by faith. If you say, Bishop, I have no confidence, what do people outside do to find confidence? Plastic surgery, makeup, clothing, follow trends, follow whatever. Does that solve their problem? No. When you have a relationship with God, you know you are a daughter, a son of God, your inner issues are solved. Plastic surgery and makeup is not going to solve that. Expensive clothing is not going to solve that. This is something that is fixed through a relationship with God, through faith.
Okay, so right now, off the bat, Bishop's really bringing it home.
Yeah, he didn't even wait. He went straight in.
All right, and he's saying, look, guys, you can come to this meeting on Thursdays, but if you don't apply the element of faith, you want to just come to a seminar and think you'll take notes, you know, and be able to apply it without faith, it's just going to be one more thing and it won't work as it should.
Because, like, you get the theory, but now you need to do the practical to get your license, to get that marriage. Like, there's no point going to LT every week. Oh yes, wow, amen, I'm investing. Even give your interview, yeah, God is teaching me. But then if you don't have a marriage to show for it, then you're wasting your time. As blunt as this sounds, but I'm investing, Julia. But yeah, investment means that you learn and then you apply it. Investment is you apply it, then you get something in return. That is an investment. So,
but here's the interesting thing, because you're gonna have people that have been fighting for years, years and years and years and years. And why? You know, we've had people that have been like Moses. Moses didn't enter the promised land, but he was fighting and he was getting closer and closer to the promised land. So what Bishop is saying here is that you know, if you're gonna do these things, you must be in faith. Do it in faith. You know, like the Bulletproof Marriage book, some great advice in there.
Amazing.
Right? However, if you don't apply the author of love, do whatever actions or whatever you are learning or taking in, knowing that the author of love is involved, then guess what? It's not going to give the result that you want. It will be very temporary, not life-changing.
And you know, even get even more frustrating because you'll get in a deeper cycle of God, but I'm using my faith when you're not, but you think you are because you're coming to a service.
Yeah.
But God, I'm using my faith. Why are you blessing me? And then you even get angry at God when really, and sorry, but you are the problem. And I think people don't
Why
use
do you say that?
because God doesn't take long. Never in the Bible did we see.
Excuse me?
Unless you have like the silence, etc. But as in when someone used their faith, God wasn't like, let me see.
I don't know.
You don't agree?
Because I mean, look at the wilderness. Look at it was supposed to be a 2-week trip.
Okay.
Like, do you get what I'm saying?
I get you. Go on.
And it was like for God, and God was humbling them during that period of time.
But there was a purpose for that, and I think it all comes down to someone's mentality. Because right now I could be like, okay, I'm young, I'm getting a relationship. Rather, I wait the 1 year, 2 year. I could get in nothing. No one's going to tell me you're not allowed. Oh, people may advise me it's not the right time. But at the end of the day, it's my decision. The same way it's for this person's decision to see their singleness in a different light. They could see it as, do you know what? Thank God I'm not yet dating someone, because when I do get into that marriage, when I do end up getting to know someone, I'm going to be able to do it the right way because I spent that time investment. It's like that investment is now a deposit, and now I have kind of less to pay in the marriage.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that analogy. And here's the thing that Bishop touched about is things that people need to work on before they find someone. So we talked about plastic surgery. I saw this TV show the other day. It's a reality show. I stumbled on it by accident. I don't normally watch TV like that, but you had these two people who have a makeup parlor. Not a makeup parlor, but basically the
like
lady.
A marriage or
no, those two, they were just buddies. So the guy's seems very feminine in his appearance. You can see he's done his lips, he's done his nose, he's done his cheeks, he's done his eyes, done everything. And the lady the same. And they're like, oh, because they're together, oh, we look so glorious. And everybody else is like, but it's echoing something deeper. They can't see it. They glory in their appearance so much so it's exaggerated, but it's actually showing an underlying deeper issue.
And I think it's so dangerous when two people who are not healed get together. It can be so dangerous, because I think, even speaking from experience, not from I guess I could explain a relationship problem. I mean, an issue situation I had, which I was very young. I didn't really think of it as a relationship, but we both were not ready. But because we both weren't ready, we were both telling each other the same thing that was making us call our conscience and made us think it's okay.
That's crazy.
Because we don't have no one to challenge that thought of actually what we're doing is not right. And we thought we were doing that to each other. We were doing the opposite. And even in friendship, I had, just to kind of give example, I had the friendship, like, closest friend, love her to bit. No, I'm nothing. If she maybe watching this, I love you, but we were both kind of hitting the same ceiling. We're not moving forward.
Wow.
And everything, it started, we both had the exact same issue. I remember I got on a call with her the other day, and I was like, look, I need to speak to you because I feel like I have a grudge against you. Not because she's done anything to hurt me, never really did. Of course you have disagreements, etc., but nothing like that's like, oh, she gossiped about me, she lied, nothing of the sort. But I had a grudge because you're so like me that I didn't change.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. So here's a question. For example, for that single man or that single woman, do you think maybe they need to, if they start getting serious about growing in their love life, they should probably amend their friendship groups a little bit? Because you have that clique you surround yourself with, and maybe that single man's gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna be drawing closer to these married guys. The ladies, I'm going to be drawing more close to these married women, because that's where my destination is. Exactly. So I can get new thoughts, new ideas, see the new problems that develop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think people think of networking as in a business or like a career or whatever. But I think, for example, right now, where I want to be, let's say now I want to get married or I want to start to date someone within the next year, 2 years. I need to surround myself with people who are emotionally intelligent, who are also investing in their love life. My friendship group cannot be people who are like, oh yeah, guys, LT her. Because then, although I may be like, no, that's not going to drive, I have my own mind, you are always affected by your circumstances, point blank, period. And no matter how strong-minded you are, blah, blah, blah. And it's not just negative ways. For example, you put someone that's lazy in a room with people who are hardworking, they're going to feel like an imposter. They're not going to be comfortable being lazy. And they'll be forced to change. In the same way, it's that with love life. Like, for example, if I want to, I don't know, marry a certain demographic, which I don't, but not to give anyone any thoughts, but I will get to know people of that demographic because that's where I'm headed.
Okay,
you can't be headed this way, but yet your mind is that way. Like you're not going to move because
Egypt
it's like
and the promised land. right?
Exactly.
Egypt, your mind is still in Egypt, but you're heading to the promised land physically. It
It's
doesn't
like you're
work.
still in Egypt,
You'll die in
because
the
if in your
desert.
mind you're in Egypt, you're in Egypt. Your body can be in the promised land 5,000 version. Babe,
Then you start
still-
resurrecting golden calves in the promised land.
Yeah.
All right, we've got some comments here. We've got a comment here
Yes.
from Bonang's
Yeah,
in the
and-
house.
Wait, is it he or she?
I'm not too sure. Yeah, I think it's he.
I think I saw them say she, like me.
Oh,
she.
go
I don't
ahead.
know. Let us know, Bonang. But they said, "Good morning, BFS family. I'm so late. Praise God, I'm in time for the message at least. Yes, that's the most important part. Trying to exclude faith is trying to exclude God."
That's right. Drop it like it's hot.
Anonymous said, concerning MCQ, I used to fight my partner and nothing was changing up until we decided to be on the same team and fight the problem. That's when things started changing.
I love that. Yeah, because if there are things that have been annoying up until now, maybe have that discussion. Like this message that we're getting now, you know what? We both care about each other. We both want this thing to work. But clearly something is wrong. And the thing that is wrong is not you as a person or me as a person, but there is a problem that's being caused or that is happening that we need to overcome. So it's nothing personal towards each other, but it's something that probably either need to change or something that we're looking at in the wrong way. Let's fight against that.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
And then Bernard goes on to say, it's like giving a person a fish instead of teaching them to fish for themselves.
Drop it like it's hot.
Without faith, knowledge becomes a decoration more than a useful instrument.
Hey.
It's true. People wear, I'm of the faith, like a trophy, like a medal.
Yeah.
But if you don't use it, it's useless. Getting into a meeting. Oh, Chanel was saying that she's getting into it. Yeah, she has to leave now.
No
And
worries.
she's going to miss the very valuable information.
All right, no problem. Yep. So look, so as a single person, there's always things to do. If you're by yourself, and maybe even if you've come out of a long-term relationship for various reasons, you can't just jump straight into another relationship. There are things to be resolved within oneself. We had the situation dealing with things internally, whether it's your appearance that you favor, glorify too much. Maybe it's vices. Maybe, like Bishop said, pornography. Maybe it's feelings that you haven't overcome from the past. If we don't overcome it while we're single, we will hurt the person that we get our hands on in the future. That's the work that needs to be done. Because imagine if you get someone and you say, I'm going to overcome it when we're together, you got two fights now. You got the fight of managing to assimilate with this new person and all of who they are, and you got yourself that they have to bear with. It's
and
a
you're
lot of
still
work.
battling with yourself.
You're still
inside.
battling with yourself. So there's a lot.
Man.
There's a lot. So
Battleground.
we have to be wise, okay? So look, guys, we're going to go to the next part. Number 2. This is your breakfast show. I can see everyone's excited. They're starting the morning nice and early, so much so they want to communicate with me. I'll see what they want, and hopefully they'll have some great tips for us for the love therapy conversation after this. Number 2.
The devil hates marriage with a passion. Satan hates marriage. We know that everything in this world, the beginning of everything in this world was always marriage. God, look, I'm going to ask you if you don't, I know this happens, I hope, every service. But I want you to pay really close attention tonight, because Elena will join me, not for the message. She will join me later for the prayer we're going to say on the altar. But I want you to pay really close attention tonight so that you can understand the strategy of the devil and how to protect yourself against it. Marriage is something so godly that when God created the Garden of Eden, He placed men in the garden, but He didn't leave men there alone. He placed a suitable helper, who was Eve. Before society was created, before cities, civilization was created, everything started in the beginning with marriage. Amen. When God created the Garden of Eden, He didn't create a corporation, a council. The Eden Council to look after the garden. He created marriage because everything starts with marriage. And the devil knowing this, and Satan cannot have marriage, Satan cannot have family. Even the kingdom of the devil, Satan was able to remove, Lucifer was able to remove a third of the angels by corrupting them. That's what we read in the Bible, right? But even the kingdom of the devil is divided. Satan is the spirit of division, but God is harmony. Bishop Macedo said last week in one of the messages that if he is not in the church, the thing that he loves the most is to be at home with his wife. Not go to the cinema, not go to the shopping center, not go to a restaurant, to be at home. When your marriage is a blessing, if you're dating, you're planning to get married, and you're planning to travel the world with your spouse and so on, that doesn't mean that you're happy. In fact, many people do that to mask the fact that they're not happy. When a relationship is of God, you need very little to be happy. You need to be together, that's it. But many people don't understand that the fight is spiritual. And because they don't understand that, what do? They try to fix problems in the marriage with their own wisdom. They say, no, we need to read this book together. Okay, read the book. You think the devil's afraid of a book? You can read all the books of the church on marriage and books from outside. It's not going to solve the problem. Look what the Bible says. Let me read this verse here to you. We have there Ephesians, Pastor. For we do not wrestle against what? Flesh and blood. This is the problem with many couples. Many couples have problems and they fight each other. They say, you are the problem. Your family is the problem. You are just like your mom. And they start fighting each other. And when, look what the devil does. Come here, please, two pastors. Imagine, just as an example, a husband and wife, just as an example. And they start fighting. You know, it's your fault, it's you, it's this, it's that. And while they fight each other, what is the devil doing? He's laughing. He's looking at them and laughing.
Drop it like it's hot. This is it, guys. Today, when love fights the wrong enemy. Getting into a relationship is good, but keeping it strong means knowing who you're really fighting against, guys. And Bishop was touching on some very, very interesting examples there, you know, where and he's speaking very strong. He's been very strong on the subject today that, you know, the couple need to set their eyes on not on each other, not to tear each other down, not to see the person as the enemy. No, because you brought this person into your life because you had dreams, you had plans, you had goals with you guys working together. So we have to deal with this enemy. Where's this enemy coming from? It's something external from us. Is it something that I'm doing that you don't like? Okay, so treat that thing as the enemy and not the person, because the moment this situation gets extinguished, we keep on moving, things keep on rolling, right? But sometimes we can attack the person as if it's them, as if this thing that you're doing is so bad, you need to go. Now there's a difference when the person insists on something that, for example, if there's a physical abuse, then that's a whole nother ball game. You know what I mean? It could be inspired by evil force, but this person's the vessel being used and you're in harm. So you can't be in that kind of situation, you know. But if it's those things like we saw in the AI video, small little things, and then we start to make up all these different conclusions about things, and then we're fighting each other, for sure we need to get our enemy detector out. And discern what's going on.
I really liked what Bishop James said about Bishop Ashitey Macedo, who is the founder of the church, and he said how when Bishop Macedo isn't in the church helping people, the second favorite place he's at is his home. And I was thinking when he said, you know, he doesn't need to go to the cinema, to the restaurant, because I find that people don't go to the cinema or the restaurant because they want to be at the cinema or the restaurant. They want to have that feeling of relaxation and spending time. But when you take out the physical aspect of cinema, etc., when you find the right person, they give you that feeling. So being at home, walking in the park is just as good as being in a fancy restaurant. Of course, there will be moments where you go out to eat in nice places, of course. But I don't need to. It's like I don't need to be in a restaurant to have a good time with you. It's like, oh, because we're going to a restaurant, now let's get along. No.
But you know what? Depending on what it is, because sometimes you might need a change of environment.
Yeah, of course. There's time and
get
place,
along,
everything.
To get along. Do you know what I mean? It's
Change
like,
is good, it's
yeah,
true.
Yeah, but obviously what you're saying, and agreeing with Bishop, is that the person is my happy space. Whether we're in a derelict building together, right? Whether we're in a hut together, whether we're in the forest together, being with you is my happy space, and that's what we're fighting for. That's what we want. That's what Bishop's trying to get to here, right? Because we put so much sprinkles, like we were saying, and decoration, like, oh, let's go here, let's travel here, but the traveling is just a distraction from being each other's harmony, which is what God wants. Because when we're single, guess what happens when we're single and we find Jesus? We have harmony, we have peace, we're good. You know, it's like, I'm good, I have what I need. So then when you look for someone, you're looking to extend that harmony, right? But then we look at the wrong enemy and then we start having problems. Isabel in Manchester says, morning BFS family, the person definitely. So when this is to the morning coffee question, when something starts to go wrong, maybe in your relationship or even while dating, do you find yourself fighting the person or fighting the relationship? And why? She says, the person definitely, just because is the person who makes the relationship to work, who you are and what you have to give for the relationship. So she said, I'll definitely fight the individual because that's how the relationship can work. Okay, we've got Seho. Let's see what Seho has to say.
Right, let's brace ourselves.
Yeah, here come the fire.
I'm joking, I love Seho.
Good morning, Breakfast Show family. Sorry, on the
She's on the
point
move.
of
Yes.
accountability, I was just thinking that sometimes people do feel like you're fighting them when you hold them accountable.
Yeah.
So you tell the person that, okay, no, this is not right, or, things are starting to go east because of this and that. And as your partner, it's making me uncomfortable, or it's going to cost us, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're saying this as a man to your lady or as a woman to your man. But bottom line is that when you are on the receiving end, it can sound like an attack.
Yeah.
It can sound like, oh, this person is fighting me. So this is why you really need to pick somebody who sees accountability as responsibility, because then they know that you are not trying to fight them, but you care about the relationship. But at the same time, the way that you say it, the way that you present it to your partner doesn't have to come off as an attack or fighting for the relationship. And then fighting for the relationship, it can be so tricky. Personally, in my experiences before I gave my life to God, I used to fight for relationships, but sorry about that, but to the point that, like, even when there was no need, even when you could see that the relationship is just, it's just, in Africa we say it's like you're using those those resuscitation machines whereby you go like clear on the chest and then it's like it's gone, the relationship is gone, let go already. So I used to do that. So it's really important that you see that what are you, like, you're fighting for the relationship, are you fighting for the, like, you're fighting for the relationship, but the reason why you're fighting in the first place, is it worth it? Are you fighting because the person made a mistake and so you're fighting for the relationship because it can be fixable?
So what was you going to say?
Oh, no, continue.
Okay.
I'm just going to...
It can be saved, or you're fighting for the relationship in the sense that
I want someone.
You're just trying to
My
hold
time
on,
is
even though you
passing.
can see that this person will not change because you've spoken about this over and over. Or maybe this is somebody that, they're very stubborn and they're not flexible. They're set in their ways. Yeah. And so it's for you to decide in that moment that, okay, this is the person that I want to be with for the rest of my life. And so I don't mind that kind of character. And so I will be, when they are stubborn in the future, I'll be okay with that. And so this is when you keep fighting. But when you can see that, okay, no, I'm fighting, but what am I fighting for? And for, I mean, like, not just the relationship, but, okay, what's the problem here?
Okay, beautiful. Very well put. Very well put. What am I fighting for? What's the intention? What are you trying to achieve fighting for this particular relationship? It causes us to assess what is actually happening, what is actually the illusion that might be in our heads, right? It causes us to kind of fine tune what the issue is. What am I fighting for? This is interesting. Some people just don't want to be alone.
Yeah, there's 2 points I want to touch on. I think the first one is what you said. I think because there's, like Sahel said, there's a way to speak, and I think it really comes. You just, when you find that right person, it's just everything clicks. Of course, it's not perfect, but you guys are in harmony. Because I think, okay, I'm gonna try to explain my bunch of thoughts.
They'll both have similar thoughts, right?
Yeah, but for example, let's say my husband has done something that has upset me, not to upset me, but has upset me. I also have to think, okay, do I have the right to get upset? Because there are some things that maybe he's done, maybe I don't know, maybe he actually, God forbid, my husband will not be this slow, sorry, but let's say he forgot to pick up our child, for example, just a random example. I have every right to be upset. Let's say he's woken up in a bad mood because he just has, because I don't have the right to be upset because everyone has those days. But I think also it comes to a time where it's like, okay, like you were saying before, if I correct, and he's not changing, my duty is also now to allow him to go through that. Because I think there comes a time where, especially in marriage, especially if you're someone as passionate as me, and I love seeing people grow and just wow, like you're transforming. But I think, gosh, okay, it's right here. My point is actually landed. There's a difference between, it's like, I think people sometimes like almost having being like a personal trainer to their spouse. Okay. Like, I'm building my ideal version. I think, yeah. Versus, I'm trying to help you to be better. And sometimes that looks like not saying anything when I know I have the right to, because I know where you're at now, it's not gonna be profitable to you. It's not gonna be profitable. Yeah.
Constructive. Okay. Yeah. Good. There's a lot here. Human beings are complicated. Human beings are complicated. We've got some comments in the live chat. Just very quickly whiz through them. Looks like the WhatsApp line is popping off as well, but so we're running out of time.
Where was I?
See, why can't people send things earlier? Where is going on?
Okay. So we've got Elliot from the Netherlands saying you can do the work by going to. Oh no, I think I said this. To the Lafayette people about BFS.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh yeah, so that's what you said. Then we've got just Leah saying she's connected, and then Bonang is dropping some gems saying, wow, it takes so little to be happy in a healthy relationship, just being together.
Absolutely.
It's true that we shouldn't enter a relationship to be happy, but we go in to make the other person happy. Our relationship is a true reflection of our relationship with God. It's more spiritual than it looks, 100%. Because I think from our spiritual life, that's where my security comes from anyway. So I think when I'm looking at someone that's very like not really stable, not just physically, but like in themselves, you don't know who you are. It's like, do you really have a relationship with God? Maybe you do, but you're not really being yourself, your full self, in front of God.
Absolutely. Yeah, is that all of them?
Yeah. Oh, so I was laughing saying Bob the Builders. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. When people want to make like their like a Lego man. That's perfect.
And then Bonang says God respects
marriage so much that he chose it to fulfill his purpose for the earth from Eden.
Drop it like it's hot. Let's go for number 3. Drop it.
When you get the flu, what are the symptoms of the flu? Huh? Sneezing. What else? Huh? Runny nose. What else? Sore throat, what else? Temperature, and perhaps other things. Aches, pains and aches, right? But if you take a medication for the aches and pains, does it cure the flu? Those are symptoms. The flu is caused by a virus, as far as I know. I'm not a doctor, but it's a virus. So if you fight the symptoms, you are not solving the problem. And many couples, what do? They fight the symptoms. The husband arrives late at home, so they fight because he arrived late. The husband didn't put the dishes away, didn't put his shoes away when he got into the house, whatever. And they fight because of that, and that's not the problem. Let's go to the verse. We do not wrestle against flesh and blood. Stop fighting each other. Look at me. If you're here and you're married, you're dating, you're in a relationship, stop fighting that person. Understand that person is not your enemy. The devil is your enemy. So we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. Why did we pray now in the beginning of the service against the evil that makes people feel worthless? That makes people feel that they are ugly. Nobody is ugly. Isn't there that saying that goes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder? Is it true or not? Nobody is ugly, but the devil makes the person feel like that. And what do? Okay, makeup, Botox, this, that. Now there are surgeries for people to get taller. They break your bones or saw your bones and make you taller over time. People make up whatever they think physically will solve the problem. The person has a breakup. What do? I'm going to reinvent myself. So the person sees what they're missing, and the person missed the mark. Because you didn't break up because you didn't reinvent yourself before. You broke up because there was another problem. So Bishop, we are in a marriage and we're having problems. How do we solve this problem? You have to fight together the common enemy. Doesn't the Bible say that two are better than one? If you have a common enemy and you fight the enemy together, don't you have a better chance of overcoming the enemy? So do that. Do that. If you feel that your marriage is cold, pray together. My God, we don't accept our marriage to be cold. You don't understand each other. Any little discussion about anything turns into an argument. Pray together. My God, we don't accept to have any kind of conversation turns into an argument.
This is a real determination that Bishop's sharing with us today, right? The same determination we have to accuse and shout at the person, I'm right, you're wrong, blah, blah, blah. It's the same determination saying, okay, we're going to overcome this together.
Yeah, because I think even with that, I don't people realize the weight of responsibility you have being married. Like you literally have the power to tear down that person completely or to make them better than they ever thought they could be.
That's crazy work, isn't it?
It's like it's crazy.
That's why when I was single, look guys, now we're talking like this. Now you know why I was a bit John the Baptist-y, when I was single, right? Literally get behind, oh, I think this person might get behind me, Satan. I don't care.
But not because you're like, I don't want to get married, but because I need to keep this pure.
I want to keep myself. I've received such an amazing thing meeting Jesus.
Yeah.
All my past hurts have been gone. I have harmony, I have peace. And I want to bring someone else. And the thing about it is the person you bring in your life could be like a Trojan horse. You know about the Greeks, right? So you had this Trojan horse that the Greeks were fighting against them. I can't remember. One of you are going to put in a live chat now, especially if Janet's here. But so the opponents wanted to get to overcome the Greeks. So they brought, because they couldn't overcome the walls, they said, all right, you know what? We're going to pretend like we're going to give them a gift of this Trojan horse. And that way they will open the gates. So what happened? All of the enemy's men were inside the Trojan horse. The gates open, which represents the person's heart, who's of God, right? And the Trojan horse goes in, and during the night, all the soldiers came out, and that's how they plundered those people, because of something that was a Trojan horse. So somebody could be a Trojan horse. So when you're dating, choose wisely. But what Bishop is saying here, that you know what, if things do come up, have the energy to fight against it together. Yeah,
definitely. And I think that also, like, the Trojan horse comes in when you're not watchful. Yeah. And it's not about questioning everything, but don't be naive. Don't be gullible. And it comes to every area of your life. Like, I think some things you have to be a little bit skeptical about to keep ourselves safe. Yeah. But when you see the character, when you see, and you get also references from people, because the person can tell you, I'm like this, I'm like that, I'm like that, I'm like that. But then if this amazing person never manifests themselves with other people, then how am I meant to trust that now you're magically going to become this person with me? Like,
Yeah.
we're not dumb, respectfully.
Exactly. So we don't want a Trojan horse person. So if you're single, guys, remember you can choose. You're in a good place. But obviously you need to be with God, otherwise you will be the Trojan horse. Because we all see ourselves as a prize, right? We always see ourselves as the one that's never wrong. You know, but the Bible says that there's a way that seems right to a man, but the end leads to destruction.
Yeah.
So only someone who has the word of God in them would see things like that and consider themselves. Someone who doesn't have that word will just only see fault in everybody else, and this can be very, very hard. We've got fighting symptoms is patchwork, isn't it? But
yeah, that's it. That needs to let me
write that down.
Yeah.
If you cut grass, it will grow back, but if you want to get rid of it entirely, you have to uproot it. Look, everyone's just dropping bars today. My goodness, fighting the okay. So let's go to the next one. Wait. Aleka, let me see if I can just throw this video out there quickly. Go ahead. Check this out, guys. This is an example. What does it say on the screen?
You're feeling toxic, but you're married to a green flag.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's just.
Are you sure? Because you're like moaning and groaning. Is everything okay?
I'm fine. I don't. Sometimes I feel like you don't. I don't know if you love me anymore.
What would make you think I don't love you, honey? What is it? What?
Well, today I feel like I barely saw you. We didn't talk much. And it's just, I don't know, the vibes were off.
Yeah. When I was at work, honey, I worked for 8.5 hours today, and then I came home, and then I've been by you since I got home. This is the first break that I've had where I've gotten away from you, and all I'm doing is making a drink.
But do you still like me? Like, I wonder sometimes if you still like me. Like, are you sure?
Honey, I just want you to remember this. I love you all the time.
Yeah.
I may not like you all the time, but I love you all the time. Especially in these moments where I feel like you're just trying to test me.
I just want to make sure you still want to be with me.
Honey, I'm here. I come home to you every day. Every day. I don't go anywhere else.
Maybe my blood sugar is just low. Maybe I need
why don't you have a snack? Maybe you get a snack.
Now that I know was that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But they could have fell for the bait. You know, the guy was like,
I'm assuming that was a skip.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a skip. Yeah. But there we go. Fighting the wrong enemy. That could have blown up in a lot of different ways. Let's go to the next part from Bishop. Take it away. Should be 2 minutes.
I just want to read here one more verse because this is important as well. Ephesians 4:27. We have there, Pastor. Look what God's word tells us. Nor give place to what? To the devil. Why are many marriages destroyed? Because the person gave place to the devil. You had, your marriage was a little bit cold. Did you know that the Bible says that couples should not be away from each other? Did you know that? Physically, in terms of intimacy, you know what we're talking about, right? I don't want to go into details, but you know what I'm talking about. The Bible says couples should not be away from each other intimately because they would give place to the devil. Sometimes the marriage is cold, and then, the woman doesn't feel value. Nothing happens in the marriage. And then there's someone at work who pays attention to the woman. And she entertains that conversation. There's someone at work who buys her flowers. If you're married and a man buys you flowers, what should you do? Throw the flowers at his head. Please don't. But, you, maybe not at the head, but do you know what I mean? Because if you accept, when the Bible says don't give place to the devil, it's one word. It's one word. Someone says, oh, you're very handsome. you're married, you should say, thank you. My wife also thinks so. I'll bring her in to meet you next time. But the person wants to feel like a big man. Oh, I still got it. You're giving place to what? To the devil. You allow your busy. No, Bishop, we're too busy. We don't have time to be together because we're too busy. You know, we work, we have children, we have this, that. And your marriage starts to become cold. You're giving place to the devil. To give room to the devil can be a small gap. What about single people? Can they give place to the devil? Can they? Yes. You are here because you want to learn to find the person of God. But someone who is not of God appears in your life, saying all the right things. You don't know the person from Adam, but they say all the right things, and you start to entertain that. You're giving a place to the devil. There are people who are professionals at making you, woman, feeling valued, but the person doesn't want anything to do with you. What we don't lack nowadays are documentaries on women who were swindled into online relationships or relationships in person, and they fall for these cliches. Oh, I feel like I've known this person all my life. You know why? Because he's a con artist. He's an expert. He says that to all the women, and they all feel like they've known him for their whole life. And the person falls. You gave place to the devil. Give room for the devil. So when it comes to our love life, people of God, we have to take what you learn in the love therapy in terms of practical things and use it, but you have to live by faith. You want to save your marriage? Look at your marriage with spiritual eyes. Stop thinking that the person that's with you is the problem, and start seeing that the problem is not the person. The problem is the devil who is trying to destroy your marriage because he can't have it. Do you think the devil can ever have anybody who loves him? No. So if he can't have it, he doesn't want you to have it. You want to save your marriage? Unite your faith with that person, pray together, and say to one another, we're not going to let the devil destroy our marriage. We are not going to give room to what? To the devil. An argument is room to the devil. Raising your voice is room for the devil. Not talking to one another for days is room to the devil. Don't give room to the devil.
Thank you, Bishop. Thank you so much. Sometimes we need to just have these things to kind of shake out the madness out of our heads. You know, Bonang sends a message here from the clip we watched. As for I may not like you all the time, it killed me. Does it really happen? Robert, you're married. Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. But I would never say that. I would never say it like, drop it like that guy did. No, man. Mama, I married a lady who's from the Caribbean. I did that. I'm like, nah. Bonai says, wow, interesting. If you are well spiritually, marriage can become a shield protecting from temptations.
100%.
That's it. Even
100%.
Samuel spoke about that as well. You know? But anyway, it's been great, Julia.
Thank you. I've learned a lot.
Yeah,
learned a lot.
I'm lighter. 21 grams lighter.
Definitely.
Thank you, Colossus. You've been a great man of sound today.
Yes, thank you.
Ciao.
And I thank you, dear listeners, for being with us today.
Also, Nicole, that was here for like the 30 minutes.
Yeah,
did
yeah,
bring a lot
Nicole.
of value.
She brought a lot of value, and we got to get her on again, man. It was great.
100%.
But look, guys, it's going on down today. Tomorrow, we're going to be having a spoken word competition, a 1-minute spoken word competition, and you have to use the words faith, energy,
and
God vibes. All right. Spoken word has to be in it. 1 minute. Send it through. You're going to be getting prizes tomorrow on tomorrow's breakfast show. Good Feel Good Friday with me, Julia, hosting the show, and the one and only Colossus, the man of sound. All right, guys. Until tomorrow, it's been great being with you. Ciao for now, and I'll send a message in live chat. So make sure you message our WhatsApp line. If you ain't, then you know, and you should know. Ciao, ciao. Say bye. Bye. Bye.
A good Friday.
Oh,
yeah, go on, play it. Turn out.
Energy
She said energy.
vibes.
Yep.
Energy vibes, that's real life.
Sing it.
Sorry,
Yeah.
energy vibes, that's real life.
Turn it up.
Why though? Cause that's scary.
Scary.
I'm here. Kinda scary. Want me to rap, but I'm doing it cause what's gonna stop me? Nothing. I said nothing. Alright, back.
I really hope you enjoyed this episode of the program. We have a lot more episodes covering a lot more themes on The Breakfast Show. And guess what? Your experience can be even deeper and more interactive because we are live weekdays from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on libertyradio.co.uk. On that Liberty Radio platform, we have a whole host of other inspirational material. As well as that, we have our breakfast show in the mornings. Check it out. There's a live chat, there's a video feed, and you can get up to date on all the breakfast show antics and fun, vim, excitement, and all that kind of crazy stuff that we love to enjoy. This is Robbie here, Robust Presenter, and I hope to see you live and enjoy the next one.